Ad Astra, my fellow space exploration and human spaceflight enthusiasts. Of course, the biggest news headline in space exploration for us Indians is that ISRO has launched the latest Navik satellite, which will help us in our indigenous Global Positioning System or GPS. But that apart, in international news, Donald Trump, who fails to stay out of the news at any given day, any given point of time, he has announced that he wants to put humans on Mars by 2029, basically by the end of his presidential term. Now, that in itself is a literally far fetched goal because no matter how well Starship is performing in tests, it's not going to be able to put people on Mars in 4 years. On Moon, yes, it's possible, but then again, the Artemis mission has also been delayed, and here's just hoping that because Elon Musk is now part of the American government and probably gunning for president president in, I would say, a decade maximum, max to max. It'll be another decade until Elon Musk runs for president. Maybe just after Trump, who knows? So that's the volatility of American politics for you. Not that it's much different anywhere else, but nevertheless, we plod on in our pursuit of space exploration. Now, I must say that, as usual, in all my previous space updates, I have been getting my information from space.com, and I think I owe them, uh, a big thank you because they have given me updates about a lot of things that aren't generally covered in Astro News. For example, Astroforge has identified a target asteroid for its Odin mission launch. And another thing that is going to be happening is SpaceX launching more than 100 launches in a quarter of a year, right? And then there is the Blue Ghost little lander from Firefly Aerospace that's headed to the moon, and it has captured the littlest lunar eclipse ever. So nice. All right. So recently, talking about astronomical events, there was a syzygy, SYZYGY, syzygy of planets around the same day as a very, uh, shall we say, unfortunate tragedy at the Mahakumbh in India. And oh, look at this. I just received an email saying NASA pauses work by key space science groups amid Trump executive orders. Wow. Okay. So, uh, and in recent news, in the same time, there is a new record. 5 rockets could be launching in the next 24 hours. 4 of them from the US alone, and one probably Russian, I guess. But as far as I can see, there are SpaceX launches. There is a new Glenn launch, the design of which has come in for some heavy criticism, especially on Reddit, which is such a black hole. Uh, then I guess I'll have to dig deeper into this and check it out. So, NASA Space Science Group's pause work amid Trump orders is succeeded by a paragraph about seeing northern lights from high latitude regions. Okay, so something obviously has gone hither thither with space.com's latest email, but I'm sure they'll rectify it. And the uncrewed Blue Origin New Shepard moon gravity mission is scheduled to launch today. That will be one of the 5 launches. SpaceX has already launched 21 Starlink satellites from Florida, and NASA wants a super Hubble to search for alien life. But let's talk about Suni Williams, who set a new record on spacewalk, a 5.5 hours spacewalk. Right, nine nine times she has been on spacewalks, and now she has logged over 62 hours of spacewalking by a woman. I am curious to know what you know what the male counterpart of this record is. Let's say Space TV 1 is now broadcasting live views of Earth and space for all the world to see. Okay, that's interesting. The best thing since wrestling, investing in your kids' ears and nesting. Okay, so we will see how that works out. Japan's Resilience Moonlander views Earth from orbit. So, very nice. Twisted magnetics in space. SpaceX and VAST seek research ideas for Dragon and Haven 1. The first ever commercial space station, Haven 1, will lift off later this year. Mars was hot, cold, then hot again. Could life have survived? Well, it doesn't seem like it, but let's see what happens. Uh, Sally Ride has been covered in a documentary by Christina Constantini, and Space.com has taken a trip down memory lane by ranking Star Trek movies from worst to best. And I can see Jean-Luc Picard, played by, of course, oh, the person who played Charles Xavier, Patrick Stewart. And then there's William Shatner as Captain Kirk, I think. And this is uh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think Michelle Yeoh is the one. Okay. Okay, enough about this one as well. So let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so Sony Williams was accompanied, of course, by Butch Wilmore, and they have been stranded due to the Boeing Starliner malfunctioning and not being able to. I mean, it did come down safely, but it wasn't deemed uh, less risky to bring Sony Williams and Butch Wilmore down on the Starliner. Record-setting space travelers Peggy Whitson and Bernard Harris. Why were they record setters? I don't know. You can check out the full stories on space.com. And a Starlink satellite fell from the skies. Wow. NASA found key molecules for life in OSIRIS-REx samples from the asteroid Bennu, and scientists found 14 of them on an asteroid millions of miles away. Wow. Amazing stuff that we keep on finding out, mainly due to uh, science. Okay, so Trump had asked Musk to return two Starliner astronauts, but SpaceX is already slated to bring them home. Taikonauts send Year of the Snake greeting from Tiangong, from the Chinese space station. And paper cuttings for the Chinese character Fu, meaning good luck or fortune. Great. And India launches NavSat into orbit on first mission of 2025. So the GSLV launched, like I said at the beginning of the video, launched our latest Navic INRSS, I think is the actual technical full form of our GPS system. And solar wind has been aimed at Earth by the sun. XB-1 jet breaks sound barrier on test flight. Super Earth orbits in and out of stars' habitable zone. Alien Earth's new trailer shows the xenomorphs' arrival. Okay. Alright. Section 31 Star Trek goes back to Trek's space western roots. On this day in space, Phobos 2 entered Mars orbit. Okay. So that was back on last week, January 29. And then again, the Boom Supersonic XB-1 broke the sound barrier. NASA honored fallen astronauts with a day of remembrance ceremony. Very nice. And a recent asteroid visitor could have been a piece of the moon. Okay, so that I guess is where I will wrap it up for this week's space update, or rather this month's space update. The last time I did this was after returning from our trip to Bihar when I visited the Patna Planetarium and we took a look, or rather, we watched a 3D presentation of Voyager 1's history. Okay, so with that, I will bid you adieu, but not before asking you, requesting you to check out my other space exploration videos and share your thoughts and comments on why spaceflight is important, not only because solar cells are something that resulted from space exploration, but because there are a lot of things that we can benefit from on Earth as Advitya, my little 2-year-old daughter, grows up towards becoming a Gagan Yatri or Vyom Yatri. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I am Akshat, as you can see. Take care, stay safe, and namaste.